It's coffee break.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this was a interesting week. Didn't watch much. Watched a
Football.
lot of football.
Yeah.
Football was the big thing, really.
It's crazy. How are we watching it? Which one is it? Paramount?
Peacock was for the first 2 nights. No, first 3 nights.
Yeah, you rather than spending like $700 a month on the NFL ticket or
Yes.
whatever, you can just have a streaming service.
Yeah, and Peacock cost me like $7.
Yeah, infinitely better than the whole rigmarole of like, oh, how do we get this game? It's like $1 million.
The biggest downside to Peacock is the ads.
Yeah.
The Peacock ads, not regular ads. Regular ads, fine, whatever. But the Peacock ads are just really annoying.
There's only like 4 at a time, and they just repeat themselves.
Yeah, I get it. Fall Guy
Yeah. God.
is out and it's extended, and the guys from SNL are gonna do a comedy trope.
Oh, yeah, I totally forgot about that one, and it annoyed me so much. The Fall Guy one annoyed me a lot, because it's playing that song from Journey, Any Way You Want It, but it has done that thing that every single trailer does nowadays.
Where they remix it.
Yep, chop it up, make it all slow and dramatic, but it has gone so much across the event horizon of slowing it down for dramatic purposes.
It almost stops playing.
Yeah, you can't even, like, hear the song anymore.
It's gonna be that weird era of like, oh, this is when they just used 80s songs because no good music was being made. Theory.
Or we should bring back the thing where people
Linkin Park.
make songs. You're not far. Where people make songs for the movies. Like, that's what happened with the 80s. Like, they made the songs for the movies.
Yeah, I like that when an artist would appear in a movie to make a song just for it.
Kenny Loggins.
They used to be big singles. Like, Young Guns 2 has a John Bon Jovi song in there.
Yep.
Dead or Alive.
Yeah. And it worked. Yes, that is the name of the
No,
song.
Blaze of Glory.
Oh.
Blaze of Glory is for the movie. It's considered one of his greater hits. Right? But that's not on an album. He made it just for that movie.
And it works perfectly, because the song plays on the radio, and it's free advertising for the film. And then when you watch the film, you hear the song, and it's free advertising for the song.
Yep.
It is symbiotic relationship?
Yeah, I would say.
Do that more.
So, with football coming back, there's some good things and not so great things. Like, football is just going to dominate time slots, right?
Sure.
But also, we're now getting into fall and winter,
Yes.
which is one of the greatest things that, for me in this sport, and I know a lot of people, once football starts playing, the holidays are here. And then we get more ads.
Yes. New things will be announced a lot more regularly.
The first game was... the first game of each season is a rematch of the Super Bowl, the last year's Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It was the Chiefs and the Ravens, and the only thing I really wanted to bring up about that game was more Taylor Swift.
Of course.
And I was like, are we going to keep driving this bus towards this idea, or are we going to finally be like, okay, look, they're a couple, we can move away?
Well, I heard there's actually some drama behind the scenes, because Taylor Swift and Patrick Mahomes' girlfriend, fiance, whatever, wife, I'm not sure, are beefing with each other because they have different political views on who they're backing in the current American political election.
Well, Taylor just made it clear who she's backing, so that's kind of scary that...
Yeah.
Mahomes' wife is white. I just wanted to say that. I don't know what that means to me. That's just a silly idea. I don't know if that's true or not.
I mean...
There's always rumors about Taylor because she's Taylor Swift. She's the most popular person on the planet right now.
I think so. She's been on Time magazine, like, 7 times.
Enough times.
Yeah.
So there was that, and then we got the next Friday, which was the first Friday, that game. It was It was a pretty important game because they don't do that. That was the first time they ever had a Friday game.
I played Pokemon.
Yes. And then during Sunday, which is the usual football day, a lot of people tuned in to Fox to watch the Cowboys game because Tom Brady was the announcer.
Oh, really?
It was the biggest viewing of a game for Fox ever.
How was his announcing?
There's no word on it. I saw him in the booth talking. He looked very out of it. I couldn't hear. I was too far away from the TV to hear it. But when the other announcer was talking to him, he looked like he was just a million miles away.
Yeah, I don't think he's a smart man, so I don't think he would really be all that eloquent speaking on topics. He seems like the kind of guy who would, like, that dad move where you're sitting in your chair and you just kind of yell, yeah, go, You're not actually talking about what they're doing. You're just cheering on the team.
Yeah, we'll get to see if he's actually competent or if that was all the teams that he was playing with and he's just a lucky player. I always wondered that because they say he's the GOAT, and I'm like, when you get that title, you kind of want to start poking around. Like Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yes.
But Kobe Bryant? No.
Well, I would say yeah as well.
Kobe Bryant's up there, but who's the other one?
Charles Barkley.
The one who just won the gold medal.
Charles Barkley.
No. Yes and no.
I don't know sports.
Oh, why is it killing me? The guy from Space Jam Legacy.
Charles Barkley.
We're moving on.
Oh, you want to know who we could ask about whether or not Tom Brady's an eloquent speaker? Oh, we could totally ask his family. Oh, wait.
Yep, they left.
They wouldn't know anything about that either.
So, okay, let's now begin. A London-based production company called Tyburn Film Productions is suing Disney over the use of Peter Cushing, who is known for playing Grand Moff Tarkin in Star Wars Episode 4 and Rogue One.
Yes, it's specifically his Rogue One footage.
Yes, which is 8 years after the movie came out, by the way.
Yeah.
The studio claims that Lucas Film didn't actually have the rights to use the actor's likeness, and that this came from a deal made in 1994 to produce a made-for-TV movie that would include Tarkin, but was never actually made.
It's so weird that it's happening so much later after the film has been out for so long.
I wonder if they just kind of were digging through some old files and went, hey, look at this.
Yeah, this doesn't line up the way we thought it did. I don't know. It's...
I feel like it's way too late. And for a studio to claim that they have the rights to an actor...
Yeah.
That's weird.
I feel like also, it should be up to the actor's family, right? I think that it really does boil down to if you want to use someone's likeness, you need the family's permission.
And I thought the Cushing's estate, family estate, tried to sue them before.
I don't remember. I feel like I remember people talking about this, but I don't remember if it was positive or negative.
Other Star Wars news. James Earl Jones has passed away.
Very sad. It's not surprising.
No, it happens.
Yeah, he was an old fellow. Lived a good long life.
Yep.
But it does suck. He's had so many amazing roles. A lot of baseball.
Yes, he's a big baseball guy.
A surprising... I've seen a lot of pictures of Mufasa and Darth Vader. But I think we're all sleeping on the baseball.
Yeah, even the baseball players were doing tributes to him. Because he did a lot of baseball movies. For me, I always think Mufasa.
Yeah.
He'll always be Mufasa. I don't care about Darth Vader.
Yeah, I more see... I mean, he's iconic.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of modulation on the voice as well.
Yeah, because now Hayden Christensen can do it.
Also, yeah, once you take that helmet off, you're like, you're not James Earl Jones.
It never was him under the mask. He's just a voice. And Arby's has now got to figure out a new guy.
Oh, has he been doing the Arby's ads?
Yeah.
No way.
Yep.
Wow, that's so sad.
Well, he's got the sleeps.
I'm gonna have to eat more Arby's. I was gonna say something. Oh, I'm wondering if sales for the upcoming Mufasa movie will be more favorable. Like if reviews will be more generally positive because they'll be like, this is our last in memoriam for him, kind of thing.
I don't think he's in the movie though.
He might
be at the end.
He might somewhere. Didn't he reprise his role in the original live action? I hate calling it that.
It's not a live action movie.
No.
Yes, he did. He has this special honorary
Lifetime Achievement Award type deals?
Something like that, where him and Dan Green are the ones known to come back and reprise their character in an animated feature.
Nice. Cool.
So Dan was for Mewtwo, and James Earl Jones is for Lion King. Mufasa.
Cool. That makes sense.
Okay, and the crazy news, we weren't crazy. I wasn't crazy. The PlayStation 5 Pro is real.
I'm not crazy. You're crazy.
It looks amazing. I love the 3 stripes on the side. It makes me squeamish how awesome it looks.
I think it's ugly and dumb. I think the 3 stripes make it look like a pathetic attempt at like a race car. Zoom, my PlayStation's going so fast.
That's the point of the fins. It's to look futuristic.
Oh, I thought the point of the fins was to make sure I couldn't fit comfortably on any shelf in any home.
Yeah, it doesn't really do that well.
Don't you love how it's like a weird, like, oblong surface so you can't balance anything on top of it either? That's cool.
You shouldn't be putting anything on your consoles.
What's the game you're currently playing?
Put it on the bookshelf.
No.
Also, game you're currently playing, this thing doesn't come with a disc drive.
Yeah, that's great. $700, and yet they can't add a basic feature like a disc drive.
So it is a stronger computing process that will allow it to play at 60p frames per second, right? While having these beautiful graphics.
The PlayStation 5 already is amazing, though.
It's cute.
It's not cute.
We could be better.
It's destroying. It looks amazing. All the game footage looks phenomenal and fantastic. We've sat there and ogled the trees in Resident Evil multiple times. How often were you playing God of War and you stopped to just stare at how pretty the friggin' world is?
That's a PS4 game.
Oh, is it? So see, it's not even...
Because I never played Ragnarok. I bet it's beautiful.
It's not even doing anything new. Oh, it's stronger by like 2 inches. $700, please, to get a console that's exactly the same as what you already own.
So a game company owner, he came out and said that if you think about it like this, you trade in your PS5 and you get the Pro, it's a $350 upgrade.
Is it? How would you just get a computer at that point? Every game you have on there...
Computers cost more.
Yeah, but it can do more.
True.
Like you could be editing this podcast or recording this podcast.
I could record this podcast on a PS5 Pro.
Wow. Could you edit it on a PS5 Pro?
Probably. There is editing stuff in there.
Well, I think it's dumb, and I think it's stupid.
So, yes, it's a ridiculous price, and for the disc drive to not be attached has become a very interesting thing for people to talk about.
Yeah, that's the biggest point of...
They're starting to sell out online.
Well...
Because people are buying them already to put onto their PS5 Pros.
Well, okay.
The question of the week is, are you guys going to get the PS5 Pro or no? And if you are, why? For the other question last week about the Rings of Power, we haven't watched the new episode yet.
We were too busy watching things like football and the debate.
Yes. So we will get back to Rings of Power next week. So yeah, the question, PlayStation 5 Pro, are you getting it? Rumors of Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse about this film being scrapped.
Yeah, it's been a lot of back and forth. I heard it was being scrapped, and then I heard the director come out and be like, no, it's still in production.
Yes, and they said it's still coming along. This movie was supposed to come out this year. This movie is slated to come out next year. It doesn't sound like it's anywhat ready.
No, which is crazy because the first movie is clearly only a small portion of a story.
Mm-hmm.
That's why there's no climax or resolution. You would think the story would be figured out.
Yeah.
By the time you start the second one.
In fact, I thought the point of doing Across the Spider-Verse and Beyond the Spider-Verse as co-productions, they started production on both of them together, right?
I thought so, but I guess not. And now it's this thing, the time between Across the Spider-Verse and Beyond the Spider-Verse, jeez Louise, the time between the first one and the second one is not going to be less time than the time between the second one and the third one. Even though the second and third ones are two parts of one larger story.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Sony, you're making weird decisions here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there was a thing on a similar note that I totally forgot about. There was a post that was like, voice acting recordings has officially wrapped for Moana 2. And a lot of people was like, now? Doesn't this movie come out like in 2 months? And you only just finished recording audio now? That doesn't sound good. Usually that's way sooner in the pipeline.
Yeah, because you gotta sync their lips to it.
Yeah, unless they did the thing like how
AI.
Unless they like the way anime does it, which I find very confusing. The animators will animate the character, and then the voice actor just needs to sync their voice to what's already been animated.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you'd have to come up with your own sentences.
Yeah. I don't know. It might. I guess we'll see.
Something I forgot about. PlayStation, Sony, is apparently working on sleeves and pants that you can wear that will have a liquid in them that will react to the game you're playing for VR experience.
Mm-hmm.
You said that this stuff's been made before. Yes, it has.
Yes.
But I think they're trying to make it a more friendlier model. Because I remember there's like shooting games where you can get the vest.
Yeah, and it like buzzes on you.
Yeah, it'll hit you where you've been hit.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to wear a cumbersome vest.
Mm-hmm.
To have a light material on you would be... I mean, we're getting closer to the holodeck.
Slowly but surely, it's... I think it's a fine idea. You know, it makes sense.
It's also... This is a video game company, so they're known to do gimmicks. Do we remember the PlayStation Move?
Yeah. The thing is, with, like, these gimmicks, one, if it's not affordable, it doesn't matter.
No.
Two, I don't know how many games I want to be able to feel. Like, I don't want to be sitting there playing Resident Evil and then suddenly I feel the zombies scrabbling up my arm.
I was thinking Grand Theft Auto.
Someone just punches you and you fall.
I was talking about getting a hooker. That's all I'm saying. No, I don't think it's going to go to that length.
You play an RPG and like a mage does fireball and you're like, oh god!
I'm burning up!
Why does it hurt so much?
Yeah, so... back to Spider-Man.
Yeah, sorry.
Tom Holland has confirmed he's returning for Spider-Man 4.
Yahoo!
And they're currently circling a director for the movie. And the director they're looking at is Destin Daniel Cretton.
Who's that?
He did Shang-Chi.
Oh, he's amazing. Oh, that explains a post I saw earlier where someone was like, it was the fight scene in Shang-Chi where they're like running around the like half-constructed building.
Yep.
In Taiwan, I think they were at.
Yeah,
I think
Asia.
so. And someone was like, imagine this, but with like Spidey's powers and his like like stick to wall type deal.
Well, I was thinking Spider-Man usually has a friend,
Yeah.
and this guy did Shang-Chi. Fingers crossed.
It would be cool.
It would be really cool to see a movie of those two together. It would be the weirdest combo, but it would also be awesome.
I also feel like they would have good chemistry. Like, I bet there would be a funny combo. Shang-Chi and Peter Parker. Specifically their actors, I mean.
They would have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then, along with Ian McKellen, Orlando Bloom has expressed interest in returning to Middle-earth for the hunt for Gollum.
Wahoo! I don't know what Legolas would be... Like, he could be there. He's old enough. The character. He's been around.
Well, the story takes place before the Fellowship of the Ring.
Mm-hmm.
It's in between The Hobbit and the Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah, and he was already in The Hobbit.
Yeah, so he could be there.
Yeah, I just don't know what he would do. hanging out with a young Aragorn. That's the only thing I can think of.
That would be awesome.
Oh man, oh no, I've convinced myself. That's what I want now. Oh no.
It would also just be cool to see Aragorn as a ranger, and he's hanging out with Theoden.
That would be cool.
Because they used to go on hunts together.
And it'd be young Theoden.
Yep.
Oh no! Everything I want has nothing to do with Smeagol. It's gonna be everything in the story I want is gonna be shuffling off screen as we follow Smeagol into his adventure of sadness and pain.
I really hope we explore the Witch King of Agmar. That's what I really want to explore.
I mean, I guess.
Because he's the one who leads the hunt for him.
He does, but I don't think he'd be, like, in the interrogation room with Smeagol or anything. But I guess anything could happen.
Yeah. That would be fun. We're still waiting on this movie.
Does he have a face? Do they have faces?
Yeah, remember when you wear the ring, you could see their faces.
But that's like a ghost part. I don't know if their ghost face is their face.
No, they're phantoms. They're wraiths.
So if they take their helmet off, do they look like their ghost faces?
Why would he take his helmet off?
So would you not want to see his face?
No. Never have I been like, God, I need to see this guy's face.
Well, I this is what I'm thinking. I don't think he would wear the helmet all the time. What if he gets sleepy? It's gonna get in the way when he puts his head down on his pillow.
I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
He would have to take his armor off eventually, right?
No. He's an undead monster. He can do whatever he wants.
Even undead monsters get sweepy. What if he needs to brush his hair?
Critter over here wondering how the Witch King sleeps.
No, I just assumed they had faces.
If you have faces, then you have dreams. So, okay. Open casting calls for the new HBO reboot of Harry Potter, which has been asking for children of the UK specifically, from the ages of 9 to 11, to send in videos of them reading poems or short stories, preferably not from Harry Potter. I thought that was adorable. Filming is set to begin next year with a 2026 release window.
That's not a good look. They have to have open casting.
So we talked about this a little bit, and I was like, Ron and Hermione's actors, they found them through normal casting, right? While with Daniel Radcliffe, Chris Columbus already had him in mind when he was making the movie.
Yeah.
In fact, he personally approached him and asked him to be in Harry Potter.
It's tough because there's been so many, ignoring all of the, nastiness around J.K. Rowling as a person, and a lot of people don't want to be associated with that. Ignoring that aspect of it, there's been so many documentaries and behind-the-scenes things talking to those three in particular, and how it just took their whole lives, this one role.
Yes.
And it wasn't necessarily a positive thing for them.
No, some of them ran off and hid for a little bit. Daniel Radcliffe did everything he could. He did all the weird movies. Horns.
Yep.
You gotta bring that one up. Have you seen it?
Is that the one where he's like the devil?
Basically, yeah.
I've seen a clip from it.
It's weird. And there's sex scenes.
He did that one with Paul Dano, where they're like...
Swiss Army soldier?
Yeah, Swiss Army Man?
Yeah, something like that.
I feel like the TV show he did with... I don't remember anybody's name. Steve Buscemi.
The God one.
Yeah, the one where each season's kind of different. I think that was the one that really finally got him to not be associated with Harry Potter anymore. People just see Daniel Radcliffe.
Well, I remember he did a play right after Deathly Hallows Part 2 where he did a full body nudity thing. And that was kind of already shocking.
And there was a horse on stage, which I think would be creepy.
A boy and his horse appears again.
He did Guns Akimbo.
Guns Akimbo, yep.
I thought
and
about
that hot dog scene, I can't stand it. Ew. But yeah, to go into this project knowing that you're going to have 7 seasons potentially to make.
Yeah.
And by the time these kids are done, if they start at 9, they'll be 16.
Yeah, that's their whole lives being the faces of Harry Potter again. And the worst thing is, we all know
how the story ends.
It's going to be like so much hate directed towards them.
Yeah.
Because it's like, but you're not like Emma Watson. You're not Daniel Radcliffe. You're not my Harry Potter. And people are horrible and nasty, even to children, especially now with the internet, where it's even easier. I don't think back in the day when the first films were coming out, like there might have been haters towards the kids, but the internet world is so much more personal. You know, people just tweet directly at these kids.
Yeah, that's true. I just thought Ian McGregor should play Gary Oldman's character. What's his name? Sirius Black.
Yes.
I don't know. That just came to my mind, and I was like, got it. That's what I want. And yeah, I mean, there's going to be hate regardless because of how big the movies were. Mm-hmm. And that it was such an important part to millennials.
Yeah. It's kind of... It's like, I can't imagine someone trying to remake Lord of the Rings. It's like, it's already perfect how it is. And it's so beloved how it is.
Yeah, you're not gonna touch it.
Nah.
Okay. And then Peacemaker Season 2 will be released sometime next fall after the release of Superman.
Okay. I'm waiting.
Matt Reeves for the Penguin, which comes out next week.
Finally.
He said Batman will not appear, despite the fact that we've seen Batman on set.
Is Matt lying?
I think he's lying. Because I'm pretty sure I saw Robert Pattinson in his full costume with the armor on.
I mean, I would be surprised if we didn't see Batman.
They could cut him out.
I guess. But that seems like it's in Gotham.
Yeah. And to me, okay, fine, not Batman, but what about Bruce? Wouldn't Bruce be there? At some point?
Yeah, at some point. You know?
He's going to be watching you as you're destroying the city.
I don't even know what's even going to happen in this series, really. I know Penguin's in it, and that's it.
It's about Penguin consolidating his power so that he can be the new crime boss of Gotham. Because the events of the first film where they took out Falcone.
Yeah. I'm going to miss him. I liked his actor.
That guy is fun. Okay, and the Emmys are also on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they happened. They didn't. Those are different Emmys. There are 2 different Emmys in order to make you more confused. There's the more film-eccentric hangout party one.
Yeah.
That was the one that just happened.
Yeah, the one where they gave, like, absolute asinine awards away.
Yes,
like, they gave an award to Jeopardy.
2 episodes of How I Met Your Father won.
They gave awards to themselves.
They gave awards to the Oscars.
So absolute bananas.
They gave the award every year to the Tonys. They always do. Mm-hmm. So that one isn't the real one that we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the televised one, which is the more popular one.
Yeah. Hopefully it's better than last time. I remember last time it was garbage. Wasn't it? It was early in the year. It was after the strikes. That's why it took
Pretty
so
sure
long.
you're thinking of the Oscars.
The Oscars was also garbage. A lot of garb.
So we'll try to watch the Emmys. We might not, just because football and there's better things to do with our lives.
Yeah.
But we are going to talk about the Emmys.
But you don't want to sit there and watch the same old has-beens spill out the same old tired jokes over and over again? Yippee! As no one gets a chance to say their thank you speeches. Yay!
Yep, it's the awards. So there you go. Box office trolls.
On box office trolls.
Number 1, by far, Beetlejuice. Mm-hmm. Raked in $111 million.
The most, frequent thing I've heard people talk about is not about Beetlejuice. They're talking about the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of, I totally forgot this character was, a sexual offender.
Yeah.
He's not a good guy.
No.
Because the cartoons, a lot of people never watched the movies. They watched the 90s cartoon that came after.
Yeah, why was that a thing?
Yeah, in that one, they're friends. They hang out. He's her weird, slightly annoying buddy that shows up and shenanigans ensue. And then you watch the movie and it's like, oh no, he's trying to like force her to marry him. He's a creep, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Tim Burton film. You're gonna get into those weird topics because he's a creepy fucking dude.
Yeah.
Number 2, Deadpool and Wolverine. It only made like $7 million.
Only.
Which I was like, it's more than a month old.
It's been 7 weeks, is that I see?
Yeah, 7 weeks and still number 2.
Heck yes.
Number 3, Reagan.
Okay.
Number 4, Alien Romulus.
Good for them.
Number 5, It Ends With Us.
Good for them.
Number 6, The Forge.
Sure.
Number 7, Twisters.
Wow, 8
Always
weeks.
coming back around.
Still, yeah. It's been lasting a lot longer than I expected.
Number 8, Blink Twice. Number 9, Despicable Me 4.
Wow.
Which was... It's 10 weeks old and it's number 9 still.
It's kids. What else are kids gonna watch during Halloween, especially?
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, kids would love it.
They would. They won't get all the jokes. And number 10, The Front Room.
The Front Room?
It's an A24 film.
Yeah.
That could be anywhere.
Yeah.
So what did we watch? We watched the first 10 episodes of Dragon Ball Super.
We did. It was great.
I can see why some people like Super over GT. And it's because, like, Goten.
Mm-hmm.
We get to spend a lot more time with Kid Goten.
Yeah.
While in GT, he's busy being a teenage boy.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really do much in it. Mr. Satan.
Yup.
Hercule.
He's great.
His weird relationship with Boo.
It is weird. Like a weird paternal thing? Question mark?
Maybe?
I
No one's gonna mess with him now that he has Boo with him.
No.
There's Beerus, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm starting to think Whis is way smarter than Beerus.
Yeah.
And actually stronger than him.
I think so. Like, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Beerus is just the god of chaos.
Yeah.
I don't know what Whis is, specifically. But he seems to be, like, a keeper for Beerus.
Yes.
And anything that can keep the god of chaos in check has to be pretty strong.
I thought he was the god of destruction.
I don't remember. It might be a translation thing. Because when I was first, like, getting into Super, it was the Japanese version.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have the English dub yet. So maybe they've just translated it differently. I don't remember.
Okay. Super Saiyan God looks like trash. I'll never change that opinion.
I remember when I met you, that was your desktop. It was a picture of Super Saiyan God Goku.
Because I love Super Saiyans, and I love their designs.
It was a good picture.
And now when I look at him, and I'm just like, ugh, no, get him out of here.
I do prefer
He looks
the
like he went
blue.
Kaioken.
Yeah.
And yeah, Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I like the part where Beerus is like, yo, can I try some pudding? And then Boo licks all the puddings so that no one else can have any.
Yep.
Like a child.
And Beerus' whole thing is just to eat good food.
Yeah.
That's all he wants to do.
A fun quirk.
There is one scene where I was like, I don't remember this being from the movie. Maybe you guys can help me with it. It was Kid Trunks and Kid Goten fighting a snake, a giant snake.
Yeah, I'm sure they just threw that in there because they needed some action thing to happen.
I was like, I don't think that happened in the movie. And I don't remember Vegeta running around this much trying to please Beerus.
Yeah.
I remember he did, because it was a funny gimmick.
Yes. He didn't sing his song, though. His Happy Happy Bingo song, like he did in the movie.
Oh, they cut that out?
Yeah, they did.
Why would they do that?
I don't know.
Character breaking.
I liked the plot point of the boys fighting the snake. They were trying to get something for Videl for her as like a wedding gift. And they were like, we're going to get her fancy water that's, like, good for your skin. Mm-hmm. And then they go to the hot spring, and they're like, it looks gross and dirty. And Trunks is like, it's probably because all those old, sweaty, gross people are in there. So they fly higher upstream to get different water that's clear. And they fight the snake, they get their water, they fly back, and they give it to her. And she's like, she knows what they're trying to give her, and she puts some on her face, and she's like, oh, this is just normal water. I can't tell them that, though.
Yeah. So I'm trying to give Super a chance just so I can know the characters.
I think you have to get past the this was in the movie arc for it to start to actually get interesting. Like we'll introduce Champa and his bud, who I don't remember their name. Like the Whis opposite.
Yes.
I can't wait for the episode where they play baseball. That's the funniest episode. It's the best thing.
I'm more excited to see Goku Rosen.
Yeah.
I want to see what he's all about.
Okay, different priorities. I wonder what the Witch King of Agmar looks like without his helmet.
No one cares. No one's sitting there going, man, how big is his nose?
I can't wait for them to play baseball in Dragon Ball Super. Did we talk about watching Sailor Moon last time?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so we watched Sailor Moon. This is your first time watching Sailor Moon, right?
Yeah, douse yourself in water and repent.
Yeah, I forgot that was her catchphrase. We only watched the first 3 episodes. We've
I'm
only met
Sailor Venus.
Yeah.
I will chastise you.
No, Mars. We haven't met Sailor Venus yet.
I can't wait to see what she's going to say.
Yeah.
I'll cattle prod you.
Hers is a love gimmick, but we've got to meet Jupiter first. Because we're not going in order of the planets.
No, I noticed that. Also, Sailor Moon's moon ring tiara is a one-hit KO.
Yeah, that's how she wins all her fights.
So why don't you just walk in and start the fight like that?
Because she's a crybaby.
She is. I didn't know that about her.
Yeah, she's a big old coward. She runs, she cries. She is, like, it makes a lot of sense why everyone in the show, in her team, doesn't think she's that special or important.
Yeah.
They all immediately think every other member of the, like, Sailor Scouts might be the hidden moon princess they're looking for.
They don't actually believe. Wow.
Like, they're like, Mars is so pretty. She has to be the moon princess. And then they meet Sailor Venus, and they're like, she's so pretty. She has to be the moon princess. What do you think, Sailor Moon?
It's making me think of how the Avengers were trying to figure out who's worthy. When it's like, yeah, those two. Mm-hmm. The only two.
Crystal, so we're watching Crystal. It's a lot different from the original 90s.
Yeah, you said they sped up those first 3 episodes.
It was like 10 episodes to get to where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of just like Sailor Moon. It does make more sense that she like would kind of know things better. Like get a sense of things before she starts finding other people to recruit for her team and whatnot.
Yep.
And then you meet her other interests and abilities that she has. Like she shows off this ability that she can like transform into various like outfits, but it's always professions. Like it's not like she can become a different person. It's still her, but now she's dressed like a nurse, or now she's dressed like an airplane attendant or something. Mm-hmm. That makes more sense to introduce that in the original 90s version. Yeah. Because she's like sneaking her way into many more places. Where in the Crystal version, she introduces this, and then immediately it gets ignored and forgotten as we're introducing Sailor Mercury and her abilities.
There's also Tuxedo Man?
Tuxedo Mask?
What is going on here?
What do you mean, what's going on here?
Why is there a male version?
There's a reason. There's a reason. I don't know if they'll explain it very well, but there is a reason.
Okay.
Every time she ran into him, Mamoru is his name. Every time she ran into him in, like, the human world, mm-hmm. like, not in their fancy get-ups and whatnot, you were not in the room. It was like magic. You would get up, you would leave to, like, get water or food, and you would miss the entire scene she was talking to Mamoru, and then you would come back, and it just happened to be the end of the scene. It happened 3 times.
Bad timing on my part, I guess. We'll keep watching it.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing's the whole like story, right?
So
once I do this, I'm done forever, right?
Well, yeah. There's the 3 seasons and then the movie.
Movie?
Cosmos, the one that came out, the one that inspired this.
Okay, well, a better animated thing is The Boy and the Heron.
Yes, we finally got to watch it.
I can't tell you much about it because I'm still confused.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's not as great as everyone said it was. It's good, yes. Don't get me wrong. I have issues with the main character hurting himself like that at the beginning.
Yeah, but there's like That's the point. Oh, man.
Ooh, the hiccups.
It's my monster. It's so aggressively melon flavored.
Yeah. Ultra Paradise.
Yeah, it's like he's making a mistake. He has to grow.
Yeah.
So.
And then he goes into this alternate world where he has to save his stepmom.
It's a lot. It really.
Aunt?
Yeah, stepmom, aunt. I'm unsure.
Really weird.
It is.
And then Christian Bale plays his dad for no reason, because his dad's in like 3 scenes.
He did a good job. I bet Christian Bale wanted to be in it.
Yeah.
But he was like, I loved being Hal. I'll be another character. Screw it.
Easy paycheck.
Yeah.
And then the Heron is the other Batman.
Robert Pattinson, yeah.
What did he do to his voice?
He did. It is such. You cannot hear Robert Pattinson.
No, you wouldn't. When you're told that and you hear the voice, you're just like, no.
It's amazing. I really want to see behind the scenes footage because
watch him make weird faces.
Yeah. I can only imagine he's becoming like a whole gremlin. Like his arms all up, like Mojito.
Oh yeah, that was his name.
Yeah, it was.
Mojito, not Mojito.
Yes. I liked it. It was a lot like they took Spirited Away, and then they took Grave of the Fireflies a little bit, and then they took like a little bit of, I don't know, Howl's Moving Castle, I guess, and kind of just like blended it all together and made this movie.
Yeah.
It was good, but I don't know if I would rank it very high compared to the others, but I need to sit with it more. Maybe rewatch it again.
Yeah, I wanted to rewatch it too.
Mm-hmm.
Just give it another chance. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't fully understand it.
I wonder if that's the point. Like, you're supposed to just sit there and contemplate a lot of things. Because there's a lot of things presented, but very little answers.
Yes, you just have to go with the flow on this one.
And that's kind of like, he's dealing with sudden death. So maybe that's the point, that things will show up, but no one's ever going to give you the right answer of how to process those emotions. You just need to move forward.
So it's about coping with your grievances and moving on?
I guess so.
Because that's kind of what he has to do.
I liked that there was no absolutes. Like, fire, his mother died in a fire, but fire is also seen as a protection source, The birds are the bad guys and they fly. But,
oh my god, the birds. The parakeets?
Yeah.
What the hell? Dude, this guy was doing mushrooms.
Yeah. Dave Bautista was King Parakeet.
Yeah.
And he did really good.
It's weird that was him, but when you see the parakeets and the way they just kind of come out of their like homes and stuff, and they move.
It's crazy because he's never been amazing at drawing birds before. Like, if you ever...
Well, he made a whole movie about birds fighting each other.
Yeah. Like, if you watch... It's a really specific moment in Kiki's Delivery Service where she flies next to a couple of, like, pelicans or seagulls or something, and you can really see that he doesn't know how to draw wings. They're just, like, flaps of stuff. Like, they're flapping like bird wings, but they look like they could just be fabric. Like, there's no individual feathers. So I wonder if this movie was him being like, no, I can draw birds. Fuck you.
Spent 20 years drawing parakeets. I got it. Let's make a movie.
But yeah, the birds are the bad guys, they fly. But also, like the Wara Wara, the new spirits that are about to be born, they also fly. So there's nothing definitively good or bad. Even King Parakeet wasn't definitively bad.
No. Okay. It was weird.
It was weird.
We also watched The Amazing Spider-Man.
We did.
So, I used to think way more higher of this film. I don't know what it was, but you and I were just giggling.
It was...
Because of how bad the Peter and Gwen relationship, the way they talk to each other, how toxic it is.
It's not well done at all.
It's forced. And how every adult is trying to help Peter, and he's just being a bum. Mm-hmm. But he's also causing just ridiculous amounts of damage.
Yeah.
He's bending metal in front of people.
Yeah, he bends metal nonstop, and it is so obvious he's Spider-Man. Like, he makes it so obvious. And it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like, in general, the movie is fine, a little slow, a little much. Like, every scene feels a little too extravagant for what it needs to be.
Yeah, but he's such a whiny little bitch.
Yeah, he's going through a lot, though.
Yeah, but, like, Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire got over that. And he's still just like,
well, I feel
I'll
like
put my hoodie on.
I wish we spent a lot more time with Aunt May, because that's, like, the heart of it, is him going through, like, the loss of his father, and then now the loss of his Uncle Ben. I feel like the emotional core of his story was supposed to be Aunt May, because she also lost these people. But no, it goes to Gwen Stacy, a girl who is falling over head over heels, fawning for this boy, despite the fact he has done absolutely nothing worth getting her attention.
Yes.
He exists, and she's just suddenly super into him.
Yeah, he just shows up at Oscorp, and then that's how they start talking to each other.
Yeah.
Like they've been friends forever. And you're like, no.
Even though the first scene implies that they don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
Like he's like, you know my name? And she's like, yeah, I know your name. Do you know your name? Because he got hit really hard by Flash.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you into him? And then 2 scenes later, they're making out.
It was quick. The Lizard, I don't know if he should ever be a standalone villain.
Yeah. I mean, I think it worked best here with also Peter, like, figuring out his powers on top of that.
Yeah, because he's not a really intimidating guy.
No. Yeah.
He's just big and sharp. That was it. I mean, he was smart.
Yeah, I suppose. It's a bit like Killer Croc, though.
Yeah, well, there's always going to be similarities between those two. Mm-hmm. With Spider-Man and Batman. With their villains, their rogues, because they're just such popular characters. They're just going to keep getting newer and newer villains.
Like Catwoman and Shadowcat. And
Shadowcat is X-Men.
Yeah, but she hangs out with Peter, doesn't she?
No, I think you're talking about Black Cat? No, Silver Cat. Oh, why do I keep doing this?
There's too many cats. And there's too many cat people.
The Amazing Spider-Man was not good.
No, it wasn't.
And I don't know why they would make a sequel on that when the acting was so bad. And here, both of them, Emma Stone,
Yeah.
and Andrew Garfield,
Yes.
are great actors.
Yeah.
They can really put up the performances. Maybe because they're kids in this movie,
Maybe.
and the script is just not there.
I think it's the script really holding them back.
Yeah.
Because, like, what are you supposed to do? They also didn't have amazing chemistry.
No.
So, what are you gonna do? Because he was great in No Way Home as Spider-Man.
Yeah, but he played that character 10 years later.
Yeah. So, maybe it was just inexperience.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's coffee break. It's a little shorter than usual.
That was coffee break?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're moving forward. Sorry there's nothing on Tuesday. I needed time off. But the cool thing is, I've got the rest of the year scheduled for release dates all the way through. And I finally got Power On back up.
Yeah.
So, we're going to finish Resident Evil 2, I know. Mm-hmm. And we're going to keep going with more Stellar Blade.
Yep.
I'm super excited. Transformers will be the review on Tuesday.
Ooh.
It will be the live-action movie with Shia LaBeouf.
Yep.
And it'll be in honor because this next week, Transformers 1, which is a 3D animated film, will be hit in theaters.
Yeah.
And it looks like their bad guys are actual aliens.
It looks fun.
I hate their faces. I keep staring at them.
They look like the old cartoons.
I know, but their eyes and then their lips, they have lips.
It is very much like that is a human face.
Yeah, with a stupid helmet on.
They did do a lot of, like, roboticizing for these live-action Michael Bay movies.
Yeah, you hardly get to see their face, and, like, the one you see the most is Bumblebee. But he also has that mask that he can put on.
Mm-hmm. And he usually wears it.
Because he's usually fighting. That's kind of the point of Transformers, is they transform and destroy things.
It does look fun.
It
I
should
like
be
the
fun.
cast. It looks cool.
Yeah, Optimus Prime being Chris Hemsworth. Mm-hmm. That's going to be interesting.
Keegan-Michael Key as Bumblebee.
Yep.
That'll be fun.
Bumblebee that's going to talk.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't think there's been a Bumblebee in our adult lives, or even our kid lives, where he could talk.
Beast Wars.
Could he talk in that one? Every single time it feels like they just like, oh, your voice modulator's broke again. And it's like, I get it. He couldn't talk stop fixing his voice if you're just going to take it away again. You can have a mute character who speaks through the radio. We can have that. We don't need to fix him.
Well, Michael Bay did that.
Yeah.
So we know it's possible. It would be just nice to have him talk.
Yeah. Especially Keegan-Michael Key is funny. So, yes.
Okay. Awesome. Hope you guys have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.